we need to think of a new advert for freebets.com.
Get your best betting offers from freebets.com.
Yeah, that'll do.
The following deals are now live.
Good to see you, my man.
Good to see you too,
Good to see you. Been a while. Yeah, there's nothing like a proper domestic dust-up, is there? And them two delivered tonight.
Mate, that was incredible. Reece is a madman. You know, what a fight. You know, from start to finish. What a war.
And as a fighter, you must get a serious buzz watching that. I know you didn't fight that long ago, but...
No buzz here, mate. Only buzz I had was I had a headache for both of them. Yeah. You know, my able sore watching it.
Just an update on where we are with the Tank situation.
I know a serious offer's been made. You know, let's just see if he's all talk. All the talking's done. You know, if he wants to come and fight, don't pipe up and, you know, start running your mouth on Twitter and then not sign the contract. You know, I think some easy work, then no problem, sign the contract.
Conor, I spoke to Eddie a couple of days ago and he said a serious 8-figure offer has gone into Gervonta Tank Davis. In your heart of hearts though, obviously there is a lot of back and forth, not just with him, but with other people. Do you think that fight gets made?
Yes, John. Do I think that fight gets made? Listen, I agree to fight anyone. Do you know what I mean? Ain't my concern. You know, if 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 mil ain't enough, then stop piping up on Twitter. Do you know what I mean? Stay quiet. Stay at your house with your little tag on your ankle, with your house arrest, instead of piping up on Twitter.
Is this becoming a bit more personal for you now? Because you've had a few people, haven't you, from I suppose that side of the pond after you come back and sort of chimed in a little bit. But when you see that now, is that just like, look, let's just get it cracking?
It's cool then, no problem. You know, run your mouth on Twitter. Run your fingers, say, on Twitter. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not really that guy for social media and all that. You know, if you want to run your mouth, no problem. I'll fight you, no problem. You know, you think you fancy your chances, no problem, we can fight. You know, it's the same with Errol Spence piping up on social media. Well, let's make the fight then.
Open to both?
Open to him. We've tried the Thurman, we tried the Barrios fight. Let's make these fights then. All you lot want to run your mouth on Twitter, well then let's fight then. Well, you're telling me 10 to 15 mil ain't enough to fight me? To fight me? Do you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, cool, if that ain't enough then keep doing what you're doing. Focus on doing you.
I know you actually want to fight, but is this just kind of doing you good anyway, the talk with all of these guys and people across the pond spouting and spitting at you? Is this just kind of doing you good anyway, even if some of them are fights that won't happen?
Yeah, listen, it's a blessing because, you know, they're mega fights and, you know, they're mega names. Gervonta is a great fighter. Devin Haney, great fighter. Errol Spence, great fighter. Do you know what I mean?
Climax, great trainer.
Yeah. You know, so for me, it's like, all right, cool, then let's fight. I don't know why all these modern day fighters want to jump on social media, but then when it comes down to actually fighting, they don't want to fight. You know, we tried to, and I've said it numerous times, called for the Ennises, called for the Thurmans, called for the Barrioses, called for the... It's like, what more do you want me to do? Let's fight then. You know, you say I'm easy work, you say I'm light work, no problem. Just fight then.
With all these megastars obviously calling your name and the back and forth, obviously mentioned there about it does you good, but does it get to a point where eventually you have to pull the trigger because you want to stay active and keep fighting? Is it almost going to be a bit of an anti-climax because you're going from talking to them big names to potentially, you know, lesser names? Like, who are the alternatives if you don't get a Gervonta? We see a lot of people domestically calling your name, but I know the numbers for them fights will look a little bit different for a Gervonta Davis and an Errol Spence.
It's not even that. I'd say domestically, there ain't really any massive names apart from Eubank, Smith, Brook, you know, and, you know, they're not in their prime, you know, for me. So it is going stateside for me. That's where I feel like the near future is where the fight's going to be because it's all the Americans, the top American names. For me, it's like, I just want to fight. Do you know what I mean? For me, it's just frustrating because you got everyone running their mouths on Twitter. If I say let's fight, no problem, my promoter will send a contract and we fight. You know, I want to challenge myself against the best. I don't believe there's anyone here domestically that I feel challenged to. Is it anti-climax going from, you know, the names we mentioned to, you know, my former opponents? Extremely. You know, it's hard to get up, it's hard to get Listen, I train hard always. Yeah. But come fight night, what, that fear factor ain't there, that adrenaline ain't there, them nerves. It's like a glorified sparring session.
Got to ask this, I spoke to Eddie and Frank a few days ago and they said there's sort of a bit of light at the end of the tunnel with this appeal thing that's going on now, and I suppose you're in a way a little bit relieved, whichever way it goes, because you can just draw a line under it. You've been given any indication on when this sort of day will come and what the outcome will be?
Yeah, very soon, man. That's all I can say. You know, you're talking a matter of weeks. You know, you've got to remember I won the first hearing. You know, it was cleared by the WBC, won the hearing. They chose to appeal. So, you know, I'm extremely confident in our position. For me, it's just so hard having this all just hanging over my head constantly. It's just there. It's just the biggest burden, you know. My whole career I've been able to just focus on training. My team have managed to just enable me to just focus on training. So when you have this hanging over your head and then having fights that are nothing fights, but just to keep me active, it's really hard because, you know, I'm ambitious and I want to challenge myself against the best. I want to fight the best. I want to climb the rankings. Barrios for the WBC interim, no problem. Eubank, because it's a big fantasy fight. Gervonta fantasy fight. Haney no problem. I'm there for it. You know, so I don't want to stay static. Don't want to stay here. I get it, you ain't going to get knockouts every fight, but I want that. I need to test myself, man. You
want to know as well that you can, I suppose, for you, who's got a big a fan base over here, you want to fight in the UK and continue that legacy.
Do you know what? This is home for me. You know, as much as I've done an American tour lately, for me this is where I need to be, man. This is where my supporters are, and I feel like my supporters have really been through this with me. You know, emotionally, physically, seen the tears, seen the laughs, seen the cries, seen the success, seen the rise. You know, I really do feel like I want to give back to the people that have supported me, and that's me fighting here. That's me fighting at home. You know, before I was a little bit bitter, resentful, you know, at the whole situation, but you know, that's part of the process that I've been through, and you know, I'm grateful for everyone that's carried on supporting me, continue to support me. You know, I love every single one of you, man, and my priority is getting back here and fighting in front of my supporters.
Can I just ask, was it a heat of the moment thing that you said, I will never fight in the UK again, that's me and the UK done, or was it something that genuinely at the time you actually believed?
I don't know, man, 'cause I wear my heart on my sleeve, so when I say something, I don't say it for saying it. You know, I meant it. It was like, God, like, I'm your boy. I represent you. I am you guys.
It was a very volatile situation in general, the whole thing, wasn't it? So
yeah, but I wear my heart on my sleeve. So what you see is what you get. You know, could I hold back my emotions and, you know, just be you know, blank for you guys and hi guys, yep, no problem. See you guys. No, I'm not that guy. You know, I am what I've always been this way. You know, so for me, it's like I'm always going to carry on being that way. You know, I'm not gonna be a mug and pretend to be something so people like me or pretend to be. I am what I am, you know, and I'm vulnerable to the public and what I said I meant at the time. Do I regret it? Massively. Did I paint everyone with one brush? Yes, I did. You know, it was the media, it was my own organisation, it was hard, man. But I tell you, I do regret it. I want to fight it. I love my supporters and. Yeah, it's just heat of the moment emotions, and it's just one of them things. Nothing I can do to change it now. So what's been said is said. I wish I could go back and tell a 26-year-old how to deal with this and what to say and what not to say, 100%. But see you later, mate. But what do I ain't taught.
Just one more thing. One fight it's not going to be, at least next, is Devin Haney. How good of a fight, though, is Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia?
I think, yeah, no, I'm a fan of the fight. It's a mega fight, but I do think Haney wins the fight. In my opinion, I think Haney's a great fighter. I think he's just been tested at a high level.
Conor, appreciate your time. Thanks for talking to Boxing Social.
We need to think of a new advert for freebets.com.
Get your best betting offers from freebets.com.
Yeah, that'll do.
The following deals are now live.